folks at home. I'm Jamin, your host of Jamin's Daily. We have a treat for you. This is a new episode, and I have two former Aggies, former students. What's going on over here? I hear like this massive scratching. We have a number of dogs in my home today, which is fine because they're good looking, cool dogs. They've been well behaved, but their owners are cooler. And here they are. Say hello to McKaylee and Christian, former students of the greatest university on the planet, A&M. Woo! So, we're going to have a little bit of an A&M, what's the word? An A&M-centric podcast.
Dialogue.
Today, we're going to talk about just a couple things that are about Aggieland. And so, I want to start off with first year. Oh, no. Let's get even sooner than that. How did you find out, and when did you find out you were going to A&M? McKaylee.
Honestly, it wasn't that memorable. I just applied to a bunch of schools. Uh-huh. And originally, I wanted to go to UNT in Dallas because that's where Dr. Phil went, and I wanted to be a psychologist. But the only place my parents would take me to tour was A&M, and you know.
And where were you at? Where'd you go to high school?
So I went to high school, Union Grove High School. It's in Gladewater, Texas.
Gladewater,
Texas.
Gladewater,
yes.
Water.
It's
Texas.
right next to Gilmer, Texas.
Where's Gilmer, Texas?
Gilmer is. It's like
next to Longview, Texas.
Next to Longview, very small rural town.
Is this Dallas area?
Dallas is 2 hours away, and I'm talking in the middle of nowhere is where we are. Tyler, Texas is about an hour and a half away from us. I never know how to tell anyone where I live. That's as good as it gets. Okay, in the middle of nowhere.
Well, you know what? When we do the podcast, I'm going to superimpose the map.
Wow.
Let's do it.
We'll put a map.
You'll see
here.
what I mean.
So
it is
okay.
That's cool.
Nowhere near us.
Nowhere USA. All right.
Nowhere.
That's fine.
Yes.
I've lived in small towns myself. Christian, and you, so obviously you found yourself there in Aggieland, but prior to that, where did you go to high school?
Well, I'm also from a small town. A place I don't know if you heard of it is Austin.
Austin?
Nah, I mean yeah.
No, I thought you said you were from San Benito. Or was I dreaming that? No, I was dreaming that. Okay, I dreamt. So from Austin.
Well, yeah, born and raised in Austin, but did my high school years in Cedar Creek, which is in Bastrop, Texas. Okay, which is like 20 minutes from Austin.
Sure, I get it. What is that? What is that whole area being? Because it's a whole metroplex now, even more like Kyle and all these other areas in that area. So, is there a term for that entire area now, other than?
I mean, for
Greater
in my
Austin
opinion,
area.
is the central.
Is that what they call it?
Texas.
Central Texas,
so
the Greater Austin area.
Travis County.
Area, yeah, basically. I mean, in my opinion, Bastrop is the last untouched frontier.
Right? It hasn't been inundated with yuppies and people from California moving in?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Well,
Buta's gone. Hayes, San Marcos, Round Rock, all that. They're all gone. But Bastrop, we're still Bastrop.
Okay, well, good. So that's this is where that's where you graduated from high school. What was the name of the high school? Cedar Creek is the name of the high school.
Yeah.
What was the mascot? Cedar Creek what?
Eagles. Yeah. I don't know what we did.
McKaylee, what's the name of your high school?
Union Grove High School.
Union Grove what?
We were the Lions.
The Lions. So I went to a school called W.B. Ray, and we were literally the Texans.
What does that costume look like?
The Texans. So we were the Texans.
Cowboy.
We were the Texans before there was the Houston Texans. I mean, we've been the Texans since 1950, dude.
So that the Houston Texans copy.
They should have copyrighted it. They should be paying WB Ray the high school some kind of royalty
trademark
fee. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so then when you So the original question was, when did you find out you said you were going to go to A&M? So you applied to a lot of schools, is that right? When you say a lot, how many? A dozen?
Probably. I just applied to schools in Texas. Just, I got...
Through the Common App? You remember back then there was the thing called the Common App?
That's what we used. It was like...
For $50?
Yes. ApplyTexas.org.
Yeah, so like for $50, you could apply to all of them, right?
It was that. And I just went through them, picked ones that looked nice. I don't know.
And you got
familiar.
And you got accepted to them all.
All of them except UT, which is okay because I didn't want to go there anyways. I hate that color.
Yeah. No regrets here.
There you go.
I'm not ashamed. It's fine.
Yeah. That's when McConaughey who?
Look at you now. Look at them.
I know. Yeah.
They suck. And Christian, and how did your pathway to A&M? How did that go? Did you apply to a bunch of schools? You knew right away you wanted to go there. How did that work out?
Well, honestly, and this is I think everyone's kind of like, what the heck? Honestly, I never knew A&M existed until like 2012, 2013 in high school, whenever Johnny Manziel was like, at his peak.
Yeah, he was killing it.
Because then I was watching like Sports Center, some Sports Center top 10s, and then you would see, Johnny Football doing his thing, and I would be like, oh, where's that school at?
Yes.
And then, that's when, also when you start thinking about college around that, sophomore, junior year. And, that's when I'm like, all right, let's look into colleges. I'm from Austin. I know UT exists.
Yes.
But, let's broaden our horizon or, or expand our horizon.
Exactly. Did you have any... So one of the things that helped my decision, guided my decision. So I had a sister who went to A&M. But then one of my best friends was going to go to A&M and had been accepted. I had a number of other friends as well. But I didn't get accepted until the very end. I mean, I was not in the top 10%. I was like in the top 20. I was National Honor Society. I always made A's and B's. But I wasn't in the top 10. Because at my school, I think we had like maybe 300 and something graduating seniors.
I had 20. Just kidding. I had 50.
Okay, so we had like... So you had to be... So to be in the top 10, you had to be like 30 or better.
Yeah.
And I was like 80 something. I was like in the top 20. And so I think maybe my essay and then my whole list, they look at it, I was in athletics or whatever. But I did not get in. Like my buddy who was top 10, he had good SAT scores. He got in the fall, like in November. Like, when I think you can first apply, which is in November. Is that right?
Yeah, it's early. Is it in the fall?
In the fall, like I think it's by that first.
I think it's earlier than November.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's when he found out. I think you apply in October or something.
Yeah.
And he found out like Thanksgiving time that he had been accepted. I did not find out, and I had been accepted into UTSA. I didn't apply to UT because, by then I was an Aggie, so I didn't want to go there. But I had been accepted to UTSA, Southwest. It wasn't even Texas State yet. It was still Southwest Texas back then. Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. They turned to Texas State like maybe a year and a half, 2 years later. Because my buddy Mike Zamora went there. So it was still Southwest Texas, Bobcats. This is in 2002. Google it. They didn't turn to Texas State until maybe 2004, 2005. But I did not get accepted until like April, like the very stinking end. Like April is when I got my acceptance letter that I had been accepted to A&M in April, right before the end. And so that's where I ended up going. But the whole thing was I didn't get accepted until like the very end. And I went to a new student conference, but I didn't get to go to fish camp. Did y'all go to fish camp?
I did not.
I did.
You did? You went to fish camp?
Yes.
Did you have fun?
I did. But I feel like everyone says, "Oh, you're gonna meet your best friends there," that you'll have throughout the rest of your like college, experience. I did not.
You didn't?
No.
That's not how it worked out?
No, I mean, me and my bunk buddy, we became cool. We followed each other on Instagram and kept up with each other there.
But they weren't your best friends?
No, not at all. Like, if we happen to see each other on campus, which, happens all the time. You see people you know.
Here, true story. This is something that actually happened on the New Student Conference. So when I went to New Student Conference, I met a guy named Paul. Just some random dude. I mean, you're there with hundreds, thousands of other people. Right?
Yeah.
So I meet this guy named Paul. I couldn't even tell you where he was from and all this stuff, but he was a cool guy. We got along. Well, when the semester actually started, he was living in a small house off of like Old Main, like in north side. Like on the North Gate. Yeah. There's a couple of residential areas behind that. Yeah. There's different types of houses. He was living in this crappy little house with somebody else, and because we became friends, he, I kid you not, stayed with me and my buddy Gabe in our dorm on the north side, Hotard, probably at least 3 or 4 times a week, and he would sleep on our couch because we had lofts. The way we set it up, we had like a love seat under one, and then a whole like a normal sofa under the other, and that's where he slept half the time. That first whole semester, we were real close. It was our whole like first semester at A&M, so we were all real tight and hung out. But then that got old, so he couldn't stay there all the time, so he kind of got old. But I think about it now and was like, that was so weird. It was literally 3 dudes in a 12 by 12 room or something, like not even a large master bedroom. We're talking about this like in a normal sized bedroom in somebody's house. 3 dudes were in there hanging out half the time, or more, because everybody would hang out in our dorm. Where your freshman year? Tell me, where did you stay, McKaylee?
So immediately after I graduated high school, 2 weeks later, I still May, early June, I moved to A&M during summer to start working at an apartment complex called Park West in College Station. So I was like a student employee, like a resident assistant, community assistant. So I was already living there and working there.
Is that where you met?
That's where I lived.
Is that where you met Cameron?
Yes, it is. But she was not my first roommate. I had a roommate that I happened to live in the same. She was my neighbor. My first roommate was my neighbor. Unplanned, random roommate assignment. 3,400 people lived at Park West, and it just so happened that I got roomed with my neighbor from home.
Random assignment.
A random roommate assignment. And so that happened, and I mean, nothing went wrong with like our rooming situation or anything. We just had nothing in common, so we really didn't talk to each other, I guess. But I mean, she was cool. But yeah,
But was she a good roommate? But she was a good roommate.
Yeah, she was a good roommate. I think we both just kind of kept to ourselves. But yeah, eventually she ended up moving out, and then for a whole summer, I thought that maybe. Sorry, was it too loud?
No. Just keep talking the same way. So instead of like changing the way you're talking, I'm just gonna move the mic. So
okay.
Just keep talking the way you're talking.
Okay, well,
you're doing great.
Well, a whole summer went by, and that whole summer I thought, okay, I haven't been assigned a roommate yet. Everyone else has already been assigned a new roommate, and so, 2 weeks before our move-in, like my sophomore year coming up, I get a call from my boss who does the roommate assignments and is like, hey, does your dog get along with other dogs? And I was like, I guess. And she was like, well, I have a girl with a beagle that, no one wants to room with her. And I was like, okay, what's two dogs? Let's do it. And so I did. And I met my best friend that way, and we've been friends ever since. And we moved out. When was it? We're moving back in together.
When was this? 2000 what?
2019.
2019.
Yes.
And
yes.
How did you two guys?
2020.
How did y'all link up at A&M, or were y'all already? You said you started A&M in 2016.
Yes,
right?
I did.
Is that McKaylee same time for you as well? 16, 17? When did you?
18.
Wait, what was the question?
When was your first semester? Your first semester was the fall of
yeah, my first semester was 2018. Fall 2018.
And yours was?
Fall 2016.
Got it.
Yes.
So you two, how old are you? How old are you? What year are you born? What year?
98. March 98. I'm a 90s baby.
99 for me.
99. Oh, see, because Cameron's born April 2000.
Yes.
Ew.
So you're older. So you're older than she is.
Yes, just a little bit. Just
what is
me
Josh?
A few months.
What is? Okay, you know what? Cameron's older than Josh, isn't she?
Like
I think so,
a month.
Yeah, by a month.
So he's in May.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a month exactly, almost. Like
okay.
maybe a little
like a week.
less or more. Got it. Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
And it's been cool.
But how did so y'all met at A&M?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just out and about in the classroom at a bar.
I saw her and I was like, she cool.
She's cool. Like you saw you. Did you go up and spit some game? Like, hey.
No. Okay, I have like a lot of weird things that happened just by chance to me. So I made a best friend who was also my coworker, and
at Park West.
At Park West, and she worked.
Not Cameron. Somebody else.
No, someone else. This is before Cameron.
Okay.
But we were best friends, and then we became ex-best friends. That's why Chabeli's my new best friend.
Okay.
But anyways.
How?
We don't have to get into that. We don't. Have to
get into that. No. But we were best friends, and she had a crush on Christian's roommate, and she. Yeah. Christian and Christian's roommate.
Did you live in Park West as well?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's how that happened.
Even bigger coincidence. But they went to school together in high school. So she already knew him before they went to Park West.
So wait. So your other friend, your best friend, knew Christian's roommate.
And Christian.
Yes.
They all went to high school together, and then everyone moved to Park West.
Got it. Okay.
So she... would show me their pictures on Instagram. And if they would walk through the lobby in Park West, she'd go, that's them. And that's his best friend and roommate, Christian.
Not creepy
at all. And so, I mean, that's how that connection kind of started.
Yeah. So what it was, did y'all hook up for a game, like a game viewing? Or like, how did it go from watching them walk by in the lobby to like, hey, let's hang out and do something?
Well,
was you Christian? You went up and been like, "Hey, let's hang out," or
Mom, I'm an adult.
Wait, what? What does that even mean?
I was using Tinder. Okay.
Okay, so okay. She was using. Sure.
So y'all met on Tinder.
You were too.
No, I know. Okay.
It's like she was using Tinder.
This is my side. This is my side. So, McKaylee already introduced my roommate. So my roommate, we were picking on him, and we were saying, hey, dude, you need a girlfriend. So we were like, let's make him a Tinder. And he agreed to the Tinder, but he was like, I don't want to be doing this shit by myself. So he was like,
I like the the what is it? There's the reason, right? Oh, because it was a group. Like if you do it in a group, so it wasn't just you, Christian. It was your friends. So
so
you did it for your friend.
We were like, dude.
So you started Tinders together. Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So we were like, dude, you need a Tinder. He was like, I ain't gonna do this by myself. So y'all need to make one too. And we were like, fine. So we all made one, and swipe. So
when you say you all, like all who? Like 5 guys, 6 guys, 2 guys, 3 guys?
3 guys.
3 guys.
Our 4th guy is basically engaged. Been engaged like forever.
So you're all on Tinder. Okay.
So we were on Tinder, like, hey, dude, you gotta find a girl or whatever.
Yes.
But we were on Tinder, swipe, and then I saw McKaylee's profile, and I was like, oh.
He fell in love.
Love at first sight. You heard it here.
Here's a true story. I'm a little older. I'm 38. Right? How old are you? 22.
22 and
dude,
24.
24 and 22. Okay, so
That's funny.
I missed that whole boat. I'm not on. I mean, I could be because I'm divorced now. If I can get on like dating apps, but I missed that whole Tinder thing because when all that stuff came out, I was already like married, probably. So never used it at all. But one of my best friends is his, married, happily married, multiple kids, and exactly how he met his wife was on Tinder. They met on Tinder, went on a date, and now they're married. So it happens. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what
I've been putting
happened.
off.
He brought me a taco,
Yeah.
and I was like,
So
all
I was
right, you're the
like-
one.
That was the first
No,
date.
but
The first time
interesting.
we saw each other face to face and had a conversation face to face, he brought me a taco from Fuego.
Fuegos in College Station, off of Texas.
Yeah.
Get a
like a
Fuego
taquito,
steak.
like a breakfast taquito.
No,
no,
a taco.
it's a whole ass
Like-
taco.
like a-
dude.
this-
Like
a taco.
it's called the Fuego Steak Taco. And
With no pico.
With no pico.
McKaylee has no pico on her Fuego steak taco.
That
She
thing
made sure to
slaps.
tell me before we even met.
Okay, so she didn't like it hot. She doesn't want it too spicy.
I don't like tomatoes.
No. I see. Now we know. Okay. Cool.
Well, yeah.
So you were when y'all first started y'all's when y'all first went to Aggieland, y'all were staying at Key West or were
Park West.
Key
Park
West.
West. Key West.
We're
I
going
wish
there
I would
this
stay on
summer.
Key West.
So y'all were at Park West. Is where y'all were staying at when y'all went to school.
Yeah.
Can I try to do this
Got
too?
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, don't, not too loud, okay?
All right.
All right. Okay. So
Can I have those headphones?
no. You just stay there. You're gonna chime in when I ask you to.
Can I,
Okay?
can I have that? Can I have those headphones later? Can I
Yeah.
use them later?
So but just stay there. Don't say anything for now. Okay. So
Yeah.
all right. So when I was there at A&M, I was living on campus, and I stayed at Hotard, which was an all male.
What?
Yeah. By the time I got there, this dorm wasn't even there anymore. They turned it into like a general studies office, but it's there near the Northgate parking garage and there's a post office, Northgate post office. It was all right there. It was called Hotard.
Wow.
And
Fun
That's
name.
cool.
it was one of the original residential halls. The inmates used to live like halfway. It used to be a thing for a halfway house. Inmates.
What?
They worked at Sabisa, so that's where they would live, and they would go work at Sabisa.
Dude, that's a history lesson
Dude,
right
it's
there.
like you Google it. It's one of the original residential halls there at A&M. Like it was built like in the 20s or 30s or some crap.
That's
okay?
cool.
And,
Well, my dorm looks like a
it was super cheap.
jail.
We had
That's
obviously community bathrooms. We didn't have a sink, and we didn't have a sink in our own, in our dorm. So you had to, go to the community bathroom to brush your teeth.
My
Our bathroom, James, stop. Our bathroom did not have a stall. They were stalls, but there were no doors in the stall.
Nice.
So it was very like communal. Like if you walked in, you would see your buddies just relieving themselves. There was no stall. There's no door. There's stalls, but no door, which I thought was interesting. And
Cool.
so I feel like I had a very genuine college experience. Like I had to rough it a little bit there at Hotard because it was one of the cheapest dorms available, and that's why.
Well, yeah, that's why I went to the one I went.
That's why I stayed.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed there for 2 years, and then we moved off campus into a house like you are
Yeah.
doing now, and you have my roommate. So let's get into the roommates. So far, you've had some good luck with roommates. So, McKaylee, you shared some information on your roommates.
Yes.
Christian, who originally were when you came to A&M? Did you have multiple roommates? One roommate? Who did you stay with?
Yeah, I guess you could say I had multiple roommates. My roommates, I mean, they kind of stay fairly consistent, but I was randomly assigned to room with this guy, freaking genius. He lives in Hawaii now. He's like a botanist over there or something. I don't know, but that dude is a
Excuse me.
genius. Shout out to him. But his name is Travis. Dude's a genius. We did not like click or out, but
Excuse me.
that I can't deny that he was like the smartest guy ever.
Okay.
But we had our restroom, and that restroom was connected to the dorm next to us. So 4 people shared that restroom.
Yeah.
But
What did they call those? It's like a suite or
I guess.
what was the name of that was on campus?
Yeah.
What was
So
the name
Keithley, FHK complex, Keithley, Northgate side.
and what was it called again? Keith what?
Keithley.
Keithley.
Yeah, it was like an outdoor access to the dorm.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
We had like balcony.
Yeah.
We took advantage. There's a rule.
Yeah.
This is fun fact. There's a rule that they wrote in the FHK manual because of us.
Oh,
So before us,
I like it.
there was no
Yeah.
rules banning swimming pools on the balcony.
Oh, and you put
But
a swimming pool on the
we
balcony?
put a swimming pool on the balcony, and
Like
now
an
there's a rule.
inflatable
An
pool?
inflatable pool. It took forever to fill it up because obviously there's no hoses or anything. So we just got
Big
like
cups of water.
plastic, like container bins, and fill them in our shower, and then just drag them out, pour
That-
them in the
That is such an
Wow.
amazing
And
story.
that
Well,
that project lasted like
True story on this end. So when my first year there at Hotard, our RA was a guy named, I can't even remember his name, but he did not take his job seriously. Okay,
oh yeah, I've
he
had some of
broke
those.
he broke all the rules himself. So and his room was literally right across me and my buddy Gabe's. And
Nice.
so he had a girl living with him for a while. He had a dog in his dorm. He was just
Emotional support.
broke most of the rules himself. So we would always be drink. We had the only time I got in trouble the first time was because it was some other RA from the second and third. We had 4 floors, so there's 4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I got busted, it was from some other dude because I was in at the second floor or something like that. So that first year, I think I got busted 1 or 2 times. Second year, again, another 2 times to where they called me in, had to do like a tribunal with A&M, like residential life or whatever.
Oh my god.
And I literally got banned from living on campus. I
Wow.
also
What'd
was
you do?
banned. I also was banned from being able to be in any kind of leadership in any like organizations I may have been in, which I wasn't in any, so I didn't give a crap. Second, I was moving off campus,
Funny.
so it didn't even pertain to me that whether or not I could live on campus anymore because I was moving off of campus. So it was all a big like screw you. It doesn't matter to me. But this was the truth. I had to go sit there and talk to them because I got busted about 4 or 5 times on alcohol offenses in the dorm. Every single time was because I basically like MIP stuff like minor, like I got booze on me and I'm in the dorm.
Not me.
And that's how it is every time. It's like
Yeah.
and it was the same 2 dudes who were like, I guess took their job real seriously and wanted to bust people. And then there was other RAs who were always real cool about it. Didn't care. Just depended. So like, yeah, they could busted me every weekend if they wanted to, but I only got busted 5 times in 2 years.
No, yeah, the guy
And-
the guy that I guess that caught the swimming pool, which I mean, it wasn't really caught, it was out there, it was obvious. But the guy that got mad at us was the RA for like a separate building. And he just like screams at us from the bottom floor because we're in the 3rd floor, I think. No, actually, we're on the 2nd floor. We're on the 2nd floor, but he's on the ground floor. And he's like, "Hey, y'all, you can't have a swimming pool up there. Like, I'm gonna go tell your RA right now." And then he goes to tell our RA, and then he walks down and he's like, "Hey guys, y'all mind just like putting it away real quick, just like so we're like none of us get in trouble." And we're like, "Yeah, dude, we got you." No worries."
Yeah.
So like it took us like 3 hours to fill that pool up. We only sat in it for maybe like 5 minutes.
Oh no,
But
terrible.
It was the experience.
No, that's it. And McKaylee, it's not about even the experience. It's the story.
It's
That
the
was
story.
The
Think
whole
about this.
5
Th-
minutes.
that was the story will live on
For generations.
forever. Exactly. Now it's going to be on the internet and millions of people all over the
Did y'all
world.
take pictures though?
That's it. If,
I think someone did.
If you,
My roommate, my other
Michaela,
roommate.
what is it? What do they say? What do the kids say nowadays? Picture
It's picture or
pictures
it didn't happen.
pictures or it didn't happen. That's the
Well, it
truth.
happened in here.
Oh yeah, it says.
I
all
know
kinds
it
of
did.
There's a lot of things.
And I have 3 other roommates that can vouch for me.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna need written statements,
Yeah.
sworn testimony under oath, or it didn't happen. Right,
Yeah.
Michaela?
Right.
So, then Michaela, and you were staying at Park West from the beginning.
Yes, from the beginning.
This guy is living on campus
For his first year.
For the first 2.
First 2 years, just like me. And that's similar. I stayed on 2 years. So then it was that third year that you moved to
His
Park
third
West.
year.
He moved to Parkway?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. My
first
third year I moved to
So
Park
your
West.
third year you go to Park West. It's your first year
At Park
Mhm.
West.
at Park West. And how do y'all first? You said you walked in where? Because you're working at the mailroom.
I was
that what-
working just front desk.
Front
you know,
desk.
at Park West.
Oh,
just,
and so that's how you met at the front desk. You walked up to the
I
front
mean,
desk.
at the apartments, they did a lot of like
and then-
community events and stuff. So
Oh.
she would be required to work them. So I guess there was a lot of times where her and her friend
Wow.
would see me and my roommates, and that gave her a chance to be like, I know them. You know.
What is the? You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, what a stud, Christian, because all these there had to have been so many dudes just walking around,
chilling, shirtless.
just showing up,
With abs,
and
white complected.
big variety for Michaela, and then she's
I was
like,
a baby
look
fish
at-
in a big
look
pool.
at this guy. So what when y'all, how did the ice break? Like when you first
Okay, so
met,
funny
how did
story.
it happen? How did that happen?
Funny story. Okay, so Tinder, whatever.
Okay, Tinder. I forget. It was Tinder, and y'all went on a date, right?
Yeah.
But did
No, wait.
on the Tinder thing? Did y'all even know that y'all were in the same apartment complex? Is that how
No.
Tinder works? Like
Well,
you can
maybe.
see.
I knew who he was
Already.
when you swipe
showed
right
up
or
on
whatever.
Tinder.
Because I sent you screenshot the profile and I sent it to my friend and I was like, isn't this the guy you say is your crush's roommate or whatever?
Interesting.
And
Wait,
Was
she's
this
like,
news? This is news to you? Is this first coming out?
just to
Nah.
confirm.
Yeah, just to confirm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like with her. But
But
that's how I knew for sure.
yeah, so I saw her profile, right? And I guess an interesting thing about Michaela's profile, besides how
Mhm.
beautiful and dashing and
Yes.
gorgeous
Yes,
she is,
yes.
is that on her profile she asked, I guess she proposed the question, ask me why I hate spoons so much. So
Spoons? You
yeah.
said you hate spoons. Was that part of your profile that you didn't like?
Mine.
So then I was like, once you swipe or whatever, and it shows that y'all match, I guess, right? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's how it works, but it lets you DM, message them or whatever. So the first message was like, why do you hate spoons? Because I mean, she literally said, ask me why I hate spoons. So I asked her, why you hate spoons?
Yeah.
That's an easier question than like, hey, or what's up? Or
So
wanna
when
hear
you
this
when
pickup line?
so when you asked
know.
when so what was the response?
Okay, well, I went into a very detailed response. It was like a serious answer. It was, I hate the idea of spoons because when you eat off of one, there's always like a little bit of residue at the bottom of that little scoop.
I do
And it can
remember
be
her saying that.
saliva, leftover food. And say you wanted to share with your friend, they're getting some of your food residue and
Wait.
food
So,
spit.
but this is so when you're talking about the spoon, I
And I told him that. I'm like, that's why I don't like spoons.
oh,
I was like, interesting.
you like a fork, so
I have
but
forks.
things
She likes sporks.
No,
just
they have the
forks.
scoop. I don't do the scoop.
But do you when you eat rice and beans with the fork?
Yes.
But what else you make it
why
real
not, I guess.
soupy? You gotta get the juice.
If I eat soup, I'll eat the noodles with my fork and drink the juice out of the bowl.
Freaking nonsense, man. This is insane.
But this is because you have some kind of beef with
with
spoons.
the spoons.
It's just my
She has-
mentality.
No, I
Yeah.
get it. I
She
get
has
it. This
beef
is
with the
interesting.
spoon.
These are the quirks that make things interesting in life.
Yes.
And that's what has made our relationship interesting ever
Yeah.
since.
I like it. You're one of the coolest couples I know now.
Hey.
But yeah.
I have a lot of fun. I
So
should
we
continue
let
to visit.
we let that conversation, play through, and then
Where did the dogs come along?
they've always been there.
Well,
They've
no.
One of
always
them
been
has
your
always
dogs.
been there.
I've had one since
Dixie?
like 2016, Dixie.
Oh,
And
she's
then
there.
the one that is like blind and just runs into things.
Was my idea.
You
Yeah.
rescued the dog?
Yes. His
But it
past
was
owner
my
had died, and he had nowhere else to go. So we took him
Oh.
in, and that was like at the beginning of COVID. You know, like everyone gets dogs at the beginning of COVID. So we
But
were
it was
one of
my
them.
idea.
Yes.
Well, it's better than having kids. Don't have them. All right?
Oh,
Don't have kids anyway. Keep the dogs.
Not yet.
Then hold on.
Yeah, for a while.
Oh wow. You were 24, 22? 24 and 22?
Yep.
I was 32 and 33 when my kids were born. So
Good.
literally about 10 years from where you're
We'll
at.
follow
right
your
now.
Fine
example.
with me.
Yes. Well, guys, that was 35 minutes.
Wow.
It always flies when you're having fun. So thanks for joining me
Yeah.
on Jamin's Daily. Christian, McKaylee,
Gig 'em.
Gig Mangies, thanks for joining me. Lots of fun. Stick with us, folks, because the best is yet to come.
Yeah.